Hello everyone. My presentation, or my second presentation, is on effective group discussions. And of course, as we go forward, most of us will probably be teaching with group discussion. Group discussion is a way to engage the students in the learning process and incorporate their attention into the process. Group discussion helps the learners to participate in the construction of their learning on the topic of interest. Having group discussion in a learning environment is a more student-centered instructional methodology and allows for the sharing of ideas and student interpretation of ideas. This type of methodology helps to stimulate critical thinking and problem solving. It can also help to promote a sense of teamwork, collaboration, and mutual respect. So looking at the literature to determine, is group discussion an effective tool? This is an interesting study that added reflective group discussion to the curriculum for 3 different cohorts of the same undergraduate program. The goal was to have group discussions with a focus on the clinical aspects of the program. The goal was not to have students simply recount their clinical experiences, but to analyze, question, and evaluate the experience. The hope was also to elicit an exchange of ideas, lend peer support, and collaborative learning. After all 3 cohorts had completed the course, a Likert scale questionnaire was administered in addition to open-ended questions. The results revealed that the vast majority of students felt that reflective group discussion was beneficial to their learning and was also enjoyable. Some students felt that the use of reflective group discussion made them feel more like real professionals instead of simply being a student who is directed to write clinical experiences in a journal. Most students felt that group discussions should continue to be a part of the curriculum. So looking at another study here, the author of this study is examining discussion groups as a way to enhance learning in a large classroom environment. Lecture alone is a relatively passive instructional method, but can lack the ability to engage students and promote interaction. Engagement and interaction contribute to student satisfaction and promote positive student outcomes. The study used student groups of 4 to 5 people who were randomly assigned if they volunteered for the study. Questionnaires were completed by the participants and different intervals of the classes. All students were introduced to a weekly topic, then given the weekly question associated with the topic. Bridge questions were also discussed. The questions involved critical thinking skills regarding the topic. The instructor gave return reflections as evidence supports a combination of peer discussion and instructor explanation, enhanced learning for strong and weak students alike. The study found that the key predictor of student engagement and interest, which was very interesting, satisfaction and critical thinking, was effectiveness of the group. The author also notes that feeling connected may be another factor that supports increased satisfaction. The author feels that using group discussion in the coursework is an important tool used in conjunction with lecture and can enhance student learning, engagement, and satisfaction. And then this last study that I'll share with you is this one was not done in the United States, as hopefully in the United States it would be determined that it wouldn't be fair to give one group an advantage over another. But it's quite interesting to see that the group with access to the online discussion boards had better exam scores. The authors relate to this increased student and instructor interaction. As a non-board use, students had limited access to other students and the instructor. This was an online course. The author did note the challenges also associated with the use of discussion boards, some of those being inappropriate use of the board, and that some students felt that it was time-consuming. So I'm not sure that this would be an appropriate methodology for instruction, but the research, and there's much more literature out there, will show us that discussion boards are often a beneficial tool, and there is less research to show that they are not beneficial. And I leave you then with Bloom's taxonomy question starters that was from our page on some of the classroom management topics. And I dove into this and I really found a lot of things that would help you to write new discussion questions, helping the students to think critically. So this was quite new to me and I found it very helpful. So these are my references and I hope this presentation was helpful. Have a great evening.